back to this week's hashtag Finance Friday session. And this week and this month, we are talking about compliance. But hey, compliance, schmiance, right? Like yuck. Comply before you are smart. Like what are we talking about here? But really, that is what we are talking about this week and this month. And we're talking about compliance because this is such an important topic for us as small business owners to acknowledge and to be aware of, because it can so significantly impact the business. And if you're following along with us this month, make sure that you do our quiz at the end, because there will be a free compliance checklist that you can get in exchange for your quiz attempt. So it's going to be great. So you may have heard about acts like POPI, Companies Act, Business Rescue, BCAA, or Basic Conditions of Employment Act, or UIF, PAYE, and there's so many terms that we need to try and remember. And there really are a whole lot more. And sometimes these things are quite unfamiliar to us and we're unsure about what it actually means. But until we realize what the impact is on our business and why we need to be aware of these things, we're not going to take them seriously. So there's not enough time to go through all of these in detail this month, but we'll be touching on a few as we go along. So this month, Finance Friday is going to be your GPS to basically navigate your business or your car through small business compliance in South Africa. So firstly, let's think about what is compliance. And here is the definition. Compliance refers to the process of ensuring that businesses operate in accordance with your state laws or your country laws, the regulations and legislations of the country that operate to ensure the legality of your business operations. And by operating in accordance with these laws, you are ensuring that you, as a business owner, are indicating that you are committed to conducting business in a legal manner. And by making sure that you're conducting your business in a legal manner, it guarantees that your legality of the business will in turn obviously enhance the credibility of your business, right? So if you think about all of the stakeholders in your business, whether it's potential funders or customers or employees, they all want to know that you are worthy of their trust and that you are committed to doing business in the right way. And that is where compliance comes in, right? And non-compliance is often overlooked because we don't understand the financial implications of non-compliance. And that is often the stick in this whole equation. There's no carrot here, there's only the stick. But we need to make sure that we are being compliant. So the financial implications are quite severe in some instances. So for your shareholders, your investors, your funders, for them, it's really non-negotiable that your business is compliant because it can impact a whole range of decisions that they make about your business. And non-compliance can often result in missed opportunities. So obviously, it's very important also considering what has been happening with COVID-19, right? And if you think about potential opportunities for tendering and even being able to get access to some of the funding that was available during COVID-19, you had to indicate things like your, sometimes your BEE certificates and sometimes even your tax compliance status, and they weren't willing to pay out any of those things unless you were compliant. So if we think about the direct financial implications that can come along with non-compliance, it could be things like payment of fines and interest and penalties as a result thereof. And considering how much information is available to us through technology, we actually just have no reason to be ignorant and to claim ignorance, even though we would really love to, but it's no excuse. So there are three main bodies that we need to remember or bear in mind as we are thinking about compliance. So as a small business, firstly, if you're registered as a company, you need to make sure that you're complying with what CIPC dictates. And to be able to register as your company and to keep that registration number throughout, you need to make sure that you're doing things like submitting your annual returns, submitting ID documents for directors or changes of shareholders. You might even need to submit resolutions. All of those things need to be kept in mind. Okay, so that's firstly. Secondly, we have the Department of Labor, and this one is very relevant as soon as you have employed your first person. Make sure that you are considering the impact of having them in your business. So whether it's registering for workmen's compensation or for UIF, or maybe even PAYE, so pay as you earn, you need to consider immediately what the impact of those will be. And as you grow, you might find that you have to start registering for things like skills development levy as well, just depending on the size of your payroll. So really important that we need to look at that. And then thirdly, the one that hopefully we're all aware of is SARS. Now, I know SARS has a bad rap, But just in case you don't know, the South African Revenue Service is the way or the body that they use to be able to collect taxes from us. And I know we don't like paying tax, but it's so important. So whether it's VAT or your provisional tax payments or your income tax returns, all of those need to be up to date to be able to get your tax clearance certificates. So there are a lot of tax complications that can come up. So please make sure you are consulting with a professional, a tax practitioner, or a professional accountant, just to make sure that you are getting the right advice and you are structuring your tax in the most efficient and most effective way. Okay, so if you think about this whole story that I've just told you, and let's just think about a hypothetical example. You don't wait for your car to run out of fuel, right? Sometimes we do. Or you don't wait for something to first break before you do a checkup. So in the same way that you regularly fill up your car and you clean your vehicle and you clean your windscreen and you take it to expensive maintenance shops or workshops, in the same way your business needs these checkups, and it needs to be preferably preventative rather than detective, right? So after the fact, we want to look at this before the fact. So never mind the cost of towing. If you're stranded without fuel, running a car is expensive, and we do not want to be in the same situation in our business. So I want to ask you a question. When last did you fill up? And when last did you clean the bugs off of your windscreen so that you can see better? And when last did you have a service in your business legal compliance areas in your business? And this is a similar process that you need to follow, right? We need to make sure that we are filling up with the basic information about what is happening with compliance, what are my responsibilities. And secondly, adjusting your business to ensure that you have improved ethical and legal compliance, and thirdly, have periodic auditing and updates before something goes wrong, right? Okay, so don't ignore simple steps of compliance because it really can come back and bite you in the bum. And if you think about it, your small business comes with enough risk without having to worry about extra compliance issues, right? So make sure that you've got those things in place right from the get-go. And at the end of the day, this is going to be the way that you're going to make sure your business will survive for the long term. That's what we want. We want something that will be long lasting. Okay, so this is basically the background about what we are going to be focusing on for the rest of the month. And as I said, we'll dig a little bit deeper into Poppy as we go. But just to close out, a few final thoughts. This impacts on your productivity as well as your profitability. You know, we are all about productivity and profitability. So firstly, thinking about profitability, there is really a significant cost to non-compliance. So whether it is penalties or fines from regulators, or whether it's because your business can be shut down, or whether you as the owner or director can be held liable for any of these fines or penalties in your personal capacity and not just say like, here's my business, right? Those are all ways that it can affect your business. And even if you think about people investing in your business or being able to sell your business further down the line, it just has such significant and far-reaching impact. So by making sure that you are complying with all of these tax laws and Companies Act laws and all of these things, you are going to be able to avoid all these factors that can impact on your profitability. And if all of this sounds really scary and overwhelming, then our outsourced financial management services can help you to check where we need to, figure out this compliance thing. So we can help walk you through these treacherous waters as you are working towards compliance. And lastly, very lastly, productivity, right? While in the same way that we expect our clients, employees, and collaborators to be ethical people who follow the law, there are other ways that we can expect compliance in our business. Now, whether it's compliance to our business goals or operational strategies, and even thinking about health and safety, those are all ways that impact on our business. So if you're able to put an effective compliance program into place, it will help you to improve your organization's productivity by avoiding things like time-consuming audits and distractions within your business. And if you think about it, like surely month end is bad enough as it is without having to worry about like last-minute compliance stuff. So, prevention is always better than cure. So as I said, let's get those things in place earlier rather than later. So that is basically my take for today. As I said, we'll be looking at Poppy going forward. We're even having a cool guest that is going to be chatting to us. And at the end of the month, there will be a compliance checklist that you can access for free. And this month, we are also doing a joint promotion with Chai Legal, which I'm super excited about. So watch this space for more details. It's going to be coming through to you shortly. And Hopefully, we did not make you fall asleep here, but please, compliance is such an important topic. So make sure you are tuning in again next week where we dig a little bit deeper. I'll see you then. Bye.